Allow me to say to begin with that even though it has been on short notice that I was asked to speak on behalf of the graduates at this important and grandiose occasion, I feel deeply honored for doing so. I am therefore very thankful to the IELDP leadership and my fellow graduates for that confidence placed in my humble person. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are delighted for successful concluding our journey at ILPD in our respective programs, namely the full-time, evening, weekend, as well as executive program. In this regard, the reasons behind our shared joy can be said to be twofold. On one hand, like in any academic undertaking, the journey at ILPD has been quite demanding. I may say families sacrificed, countless sleepless nights, quasi-permanent stress, to name just a few, all in order to meet the academic requirements within very tight schedules. On the top of that, participants to executive, evening and weekend programs in particular had to meet all the above requirements without prejudice to their respective ordinary, not less challenging responsibilities. I may confess that at the beginning of the course, most of us were actually constantly anxious on whether they would make it to the end. And indeed, some of us, unfortunately, would not. On the other hand, here we are today. We have been just awarded the postgraduate DLPs or DLDs, thanks mostly to our good dedication and hard work. Indeed, both diplomas perfectly translate the valuable knowledge we have acquired in areas of legal practice or legal drafting. From different modules we went throughout our course. And much as we are proud to be henceforth part of ILPD alumni, so too we are confident that the gained knowledge will be certainly felt and noticed at our respective places of work in the judicial legal sector, whether public or private, at national or regional level, even beyond. Honorable Minister, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, on behalf of the 7th intake ILPD graduates, allow me to express our gratitude to all who have contributed in one way or the other to the successful completion of our respective programs. In this regard, we are indebted in particular to the ILPD leadership, teaching and supporting staff. Their commitment, clear guidance whenever necessary, and availability in finding a solution to any problem that would surface will never be forgotten. Our special thanks goes also to our families and employers for the patience and understanding they have shown whenever academic requirements negatively affected our family and or professional responsibilities. Last but not the least, to our young brothers and sisters academically who have just embarked on different ILPD programs or have already made some progress therein, I won't tell you this. Just as we have been able to make it, believe me, you too, you can make it. Yes, you can. Beside that confidence in yourself, however, other weapons that you need to constantly carry with you are the following: firm commitments, sacrifices at whatever time required, and hard work. In concluding my remarks, as I can see, the rain itself has wet itself. I would like to wish the best of luck to my fellow 7th intake ILPD graduates in their future endeavors. May God bless Rwanda. May God bless you all. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Happy birthday to you, and may all your dreams come true. Happy birthday.
This is your birthday song.
Celebration all night long.
May all your dreams come true.
We sing all together. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Sam.
Senior management of ILPD, academic staff, and respected respective administrative personnel of ILPD, graduates, parents, continuing students here present, ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to speak and to officiate today on this 7th graduation of the postgraduate diplomas of ILPD. I am glad to be here with you on behalf of the Honorable Minister of Education, graduates, and the entire ILPD community. He assures you that he joins the nation to celebrate your achievements today, but also the 10th year celebrations as we have just witnessed with the cutting of the cake. Congratulations to you graduates for the milestone in your lives and to ILPD for maturing. As the Ministry of Education, and in particular, the Higher Education Council that I head, standing here before you on a day like this, seeing you shine in your graduation gowns full of joy, gives me a great pleasure and feels energizing and reassuring. We thank you for making this day We thank you for making this day a reality. Without your commitments that resulted into your successful completion of your studies, this day would not have been celebrated. The guests of honor and other distinguished members, participants, our core mandates at the Higher Learning Institution, at Higher Education Council, is to ensure that universities and higher learning institutions in Rwanda, such as the ILPD, provide to their students the skills and the knowledge and the values of the standard, of the pride that will enable you to benefit and make use of it with assurance. We cater for quality assurance, and we can never relent on this. We have gone through ILPD's programs before allowing them to be taught. We scrutinize everything before accreditation is issued for each and every program that is sought to be offered or to be taught at ILPD. We all know that the achievement we are celebrating today is a noble cause for our country's justice sector. This is indeed worth witnessing as yet another milestone, not only within the entire justice sector, but as a memorable historical achievement of the Institute and the country at large. We all know that ILPD has expanded its menu of academic programs aimed at addressing the skills gap existing in the justice sector. We have also reviewed and approved the ILPD revised academic programs, as well as extended learning centers in Kigali and Musanze, which aims at providing the relevant professional legal education and training to persons holding relevant academic qualification in their legal training. We need to acknowledge that the achievements we are celebrating have been realized through the good work that has been performed by everybody who has, in no small measure, contributed to the growth of this institute. Our message to you all is continue with the good work. The Higher Education Council also does post-accreditation. After accrediting programs, we follow up to ensure that what the institute pledged to do at the time of applying for the programs is what the institute actually does. And that every program is actually what is taught in the way it is supposed to be taught. We assess all the facilities, infrastructure, training staff, and so on to make sure that they are all to the required standard. Dear guests of honor, dear graduates, so at the graduation day like this, we feel proud of ILPD graduates, but also feel encouraged that the Institute followed and abided by the higher education norms and standards governing operating applicable in Rwanda. And we have done their best to have their great output as we can witness today. We at the Ministry of Education and the Higher Education Council pledge our continued support to the endeavors of the Institute as we aim for a common goal, which is skills development and professionalism. Dear guests of honor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, dear graduates, the achievements referred to above indicate that ILPD is responding in a timely manner to the required skills in the justice sector. These efforts are commendable, and we assure you of our continued partnership and guidance. We need again at this point to thank the senior management, academic staff, and management staff of ILPD and the various stakeholders and partners for the relentless efforts leading to the outcomes you're witnessing today. By the way of concluding my remarks, let me take this opportunity again to congratulate the graduates for the successful completion of their training programs, culminating in today's auspicious ceremony. Thank you for making this day a reality. On behalf of the Minister of Education and on my own behalf, I wish you well in your professional career development. We congratulate the graduates, the academic staff, parents, and all of you here. Happy graduation celebration, and to ILPD, happy 10th anniversary. Thank you very much for the attention.
I am unlucky you are not seeing me. The media will probably show you where I am. A very good day to everybody. Thank you very much for being here, all of you. Today, we are here yet at another graduation of ILPD, This is the 7th. It is indeed a humbling privilege for me to have this opportunity to address you today. Though we witness graduations every year, it is always fresh to see these delighted young men and women graduating because they represent a vision for our future and ambition. Thank you all for this privilege of sharing this day, and congratulations to the whole ILPD family for being here, including the work you have done. Permit me to recognize the presence in our midst of a few people who have in succession from Stan. He is somewhere right here. And I will read them in succession. Mr. George Mwambuzi Kalisa is also seated somewhere here. Mrs. Vastina Nsanze Ruchimirana, she must be here also. Professor Nick Johnson must be here also. Mr. Aimable Habgiaremye, the chairperson of the Law Reform Commission now. Two of these people, Dr. Dennis Romesta and Professor Nick, traveled here with their dear spouses. I want them to stand up also where they are. These people represent the transformation of this institution to date. ILPD one time was a dream, but these people who just stood up there, it is a reality. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for heeding our invitation. We will always do this. There is a good story about each of their tenures while they served, for which we will forever be proud. I want to thank them again for that. They physically left ILPD, but ILPD forever stands tall on their giant shoulders. Thank you so much. To you, the graduates, congratulations for finishing this phase. Most of you, as I noticed, are already serving in different capacities, some in government, some in private. I noticed a number of faces that I seem to know, some of them that work even in the Ministry of Justice and in the judiciary and in the prosecution. I want to thank you so much for this day and congratulate you. It is a day for you to reflect and decide. Many of you are working, some of you are starting, some of you will start. I want to share with you a few things that I think will be helpful. They are by no means a definitive list. You could as well do other things. These ones are simply mine. Always be aware that there are things you don't know yet, and this information is out there for you to pick up and know. There is always something else that we can learn, and it is always important that we learn it. There is continuing legal education, also run by the ILPD. Please don't allow to be left behind by continuing legal education, because lawyers can only continue to learn. If they don't continue to learn, they stop being lawyers. They are given another name, which I won't pronounce now. Do not be conformist. There is no reason for you to be. You will be advisors to individuals, to businesses, to governments, to districts and other places. But with the knowledge you have, please